Hi, this is Mark Lubbers, WestBred Technical Product Manager for the Central Plains.
And I'm Andrew Blubaugh, Regional Commercial Manager for WestBred for the Central Plains.
In this video, Andrew and I will be highlighting the WestBred variety, WB4303. We'll talk about the area of adaptability, key agronomic characteristics to help you place this on your farm, and then we'll talk about a few management considerations if you do choose to plant this variety. Before we do that, Andrew, do you want to talk about the WestBred numbering system and how it applies to WB4303?
Sure. So back in 2015, WestBred went to a numerical naming system. So at the beginning of each variety, you'll see a WB, which stands for WestBred. Then that first number is going to talk about class of wheat. So in this case, that 4 is hard red winter wheat. And then that second number is going to talk about maturity on a scale of 1 to 9. So 1 being early, 9 being late. In this case, that 3 is a medium early. And then those second two numbers were, or last two numbers were randomly assigned. Mark, when we talk about 4303, where do you best see it fit for our region, and what are some key agronomics?
Yeah, so area of adaptability for 4303 is going to be along and east of US Highway 183. So Greensburg, Hayes, Phillipsburg, Kearney, Nebraska, and east, and that's both under irrigation and in dryland conditions. And then we also see it work really well in those western irrigated environments. So southeast Wyoming, southwest Nebraska, and northeast Colorado. The things that I really like about this variety, this is what I consider high management, high yield wheat. And there's two components that are required to fit that bill, and that's superior yield potential, which this variety has, and then superior standability, which this variety also has. Excellent straw strength on this one. The other thing that I really like about this variety is it's very efficient at building protein and actually makes very quality protein. So it has the end-use characteristics that millers and bakers really like. Andrew, do you want to talk about the disease package on this variety?
Yeah, so you mentioned it, high yielding. This is a racehorse variety, but you know, we've got good tolerance, moderately resistant to leaf rust, moderately susceptible to stripe rust, also spotting diseases, moderately susceptible. You know, we've got good tolerance to acid soils. But when you talk about the racehorse variety, this is one that you need to manage for that, and maybe talk about, you know, 1 or 2 passes with a fungicide to keep those fungal diseases at bay a little bit. Mark, is there any you know, watch outs for this variety we maybe should look at?
Yeah, so a few management considerations. It is a low tillering variety, so I generally recommend those guys that are planting this variety to bump their population by about 25% just to get more heads per square foot. You know, you talked about diseases. It is moderately susceptible to Fusarium head blight, so that's another watch out. You know, high management situations, usually there's corn residue involved, so just something else to keep in mind. The other thing, this variety is pretty unique in that it'll want to put on, you know, 3, 4, sometimes 5 and 6 seeds per spikelet. And what happens during grain fill, if we get into some dry conditions or hot conditions, those last berries will be really small and it'll lower the test weight. So another thing to keep in mind. So want to put it on your better soils or under irrigation. So if you'd like more information about WB4303, please visit with your local certified WestBred seed associate or dealer, or visit us on the web at www.westbred.com.